I'm not gonna lie, I think I just got lucky because they took my beats off YouTube. I hadn't connected with them at first, so I just really got lucky. A lot of producers, I'm just gonna say greedy, like they really want money right now. Like if you make music just to make money, just to get placements, you might lose the fun aspect of it. Like you have to really like love making music. I get on FaceTime with this artist, mind you, at the time I'm 16, and this artist is like,
Dzisiaj porozmawiam z Ramim, czyli z 18-letnim producentem z Francji. Pracował on m.in. z takimi artystami jak Boss Mandilo, Real Boston Richie czy Luke Tyler. Oprócz tego posiada on swój kanał Tybeat, który generuje fajne liczby. Porozmawiamy sobie o tym, jak Rami zdobywa swoje placementy, o tym, jak udało mu się przebić w tak młodym wieku oraz podzieli się z nami swoją historią, a także wieloma radami dotyczącymi branży muzycznej. A po naszej rozmowie zrobiliśmy sobie razem beat, także polecam oglądać do końca. No i bez przedłużania już zaczynamy. What's going on, guys? Today I'm with Rami. First of all, man, tell me, how old are you and also where are you from?
my name is Rami, I'm 18, I'm from France. I'm half Egyptian, half Irish, but I live in France.
That's dope, man. So, how long have you been making beats and what inspired you to start in the first place?
I've been making beats since July 2021. So basically every year I go to Egypt every summer, and one summer I was just chilling in Egypt. I was bored as hell and I was just on YouTube and I came across Internet Money Nick Mira tutorial, and then next thing I knew I had the FL demo on my computer, and ever since then I just kept making beats.
Damn, nice, man. So, you got hella placements, right? But we gotta know, what was your like first major placement?
Like I don't even consider any of my placements major per se, but I guess it's hard to explain, but most of my placements came from artists that hadn't blown up yet. I worked with Boss Mandilo when he hadn't blown up. I worked with BLP Kosher before he had blown up. I worked with Bloodhound Lil Jeff before he had blown up. So I can't really say what my first major placement was. I guess it's the Knack 2 by BLP Kosher. That song blew up. I think it was that song that blew up first.
Yeah, it might be this one. That shows that you got a good taste when it comes to artists. Like, they all blew up right now, like, at some point.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I just got lucky because they took my beats off YouTube. I hadn't connected with them at first, so I just really got lucky. Even my first ever placement was with this artist called Wham Spin the Bin, and his song did okay, like it had a couple million views, and that he had got my beat off YouTube as well. I don't know, it just happened.
Okay, bet. So I gotta ask you about your contact with Real Boston Richie, because he used many of your beats and also he tagged you somewhere like that's my producers or whatever. So how did you get in contact with him?
So I was just setting out loops like every other producer, and I got a song with Richie. So it was Bragging Rights. The first time Bragging Rights, Richie had posted Bragging Rights on his story, I had like slid up. I was like, hey, I made this beat, I'm trying to send through more. And he just gave me his number and I just sent beats to him. I have a lot more with him in the vault that never ended up dropping, sadly. But yeah, from then we just worked. I would send him beats to his phone and then I would just see a snippet. He never responded. I just sent beats and I'd either see a snippet or I never know if he uses my stuff like directly.
That's cool. And also, do you got any advice for producers that are watching right now to really start getting those placements? Because at some point you had to start as well, like everyone else. So what would you say are the key or major rules when it comes to like making it work, basically, when it comes to placements, networking and all of that stuff?
First of all, like if you have no connections whatsoever, definitely make loops. Like the odds of you making it just as like a drummer and not knowing how to make a full beat is pretty rare. So make sure you know how to make loops, network with producers as well as artists, and also have fun. If you make music just to make money, just to get placements, you might lose the fun aspect of it. Like you have to really like love making music.
And do you got like any schedules when it comes to send out those beats and loops? How does it look like when it comes to, you think like, okay, I'ma just be sending every day, like every day I'ma send loops, every day I'ma send beats? Like how does it look like basically?
What I usually do is like once a week I make a list of things I have to do. It could be I have to send beats to a specific artist, or it could be just send out loops. But I don't have like a specific like, oh, this day I send out loops, this day I do this day I do that, because I don't know, I go day by day. If I have specific artists that ask me for beats, I'll put them in my list and I'll cook up for them and make a pack. And otherwise I'm just setting out loops as soon as I can. Like there are some weeks that are slower than others. I never force it.
Okay, cool. And when it comes to most of your songs that you produce, is like working directly with those artists or just the loops, like you said?
A lot of them I did drums. With Kosher, a lot of it was direct. With Richie, a lot of it was direct and I did like drums or something like that. But with like Boss Mandilo and some other artists, they just got my stuff off YouTube, and then I just got in contact with the label to get paid.
It seems like YouTube played a huge role, right? So do you got any
Oh, yeah.
advice to blow about this channel, like, because you said YouTube, and we gotta know. And also, do you post there? Like, I saw your channel and it was like 2 weeks ago, or something like, I don't know. I gotta ask you about do you post there? And how did you basically started this YouTube channel? Because a lot of producers struggle with that.
So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to YouTube, the reason why I haven't posted on YouTube in a long time, I've been making so many different beats. I've been making, like, I'm not always making Breezy type beats or BIP coach type beats like I used to when I first started. Now I'm making all kinds of beats. Like I'll go make Afro, R&B, and then I'll go make some slower trap stuff. I'll make anything really. But the problem is that with YouTube, when you're posting on YouTube, for your channel to blow up off type beats, you have to post the same type beat every day. So yeah, I did that for like a year, and then I had beats blow up. Like I had beats with over 100,000 views, 200,000 views, blah, blah, blah. But if you want to make it on YouTube, you have to post the same type beat every single day. And then one of them will blow up. Honestly, it's that simple. You just have to stay consistent.
So you just got tired of that?
Yeah, I mean, I got tired of making the same type beat every day. I really just want to enjoy making music. Like I said earlier, instead of like making it like a chore kind of thing, I wanted to keep enjoying making music, right? So I chilled on that. But I'm trying to get into making content and stuff. I'm not trying to make my channel go to waste because it's monetized and stuff. But
so when it comes to this, let me call it transition or whatever, right? From the going on one sound, one type of beat, and the type beats basically as well, to doing anything like you said, like R&B and all of that stuff. How does it look like money wise? Because you just like found another way to just monetize your beats and sell those other beats like that are not fitting the channel. Because of course, when you got a type beat channel, of course you sell beats, of course artists hit you up and all of that stuff. So when you leave that alone, it's like you don't get money from that as much as you did before, right? So what was the transition when it comes to you changing the type of beats you make on a regular basis?
I'm not gonna lie, you're right about that. Me slacking on YouTube does take away a revenue stream, sort of, for me. But I'm blessed enough to have songs that have a lot of streams. I think I'm at like 160 million streams without counting Apple Music. So I get good money off of publishing, mechanical royalties, and my advances and stuff. So it's not like I'm dying without my YouTube money, but I am trying to capitalize off that again as well. I mean, like, as a producer, what you definitely want to secure is having multiple revenue streams so that if one takes a hit, you're still good because you have another one, right? So that's the position I'm in right now, thankfully.
You're definitely a full-time producer, right? Do you live off your music at this point?
I mean, I can, but I'm in university. I'm doing college. I do have my own apartment, but right now I'm in my parents' house because it's the holidays. But when I'm back in uni, I have an apartment and stuff.
Oh, so just how many years of the school you got left to finish?
I got 3 left.
You're not dropping out or whatever. How does it look like when it comes to your career, basically?
So, well, the way I see things is I respect people that go all the way with music, go 100%, and I support that for sure. But just in my case, I mean, I got into a good school in France, and, you know, I'm covering my, you know, if my music doesn't go, if I don't go all the way, if I'm not in the position I want to be in with music, I'll have something to fall back on, you know what I mean? That's really it. When I'm back at school, I have a schedule where, like, I limit the time where I do schoolwork, like, so I can make beats every day. And then on weekends, I'm locked in. On holidays, I do produce trips. Like, for example, this August, I'm going to Miami to cook up, so.
You've been in the US before or not yet?
Oh, it's going to be my first time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited. It's gonna be my first time.
Yeah, that's gonna be probably crazy. So when it comes to your sources of income, let me say, is the placements, like royalties and stuff, that are main one?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely mechanical. I'm not getting hella performance royalties because they're not really like they don't really do shows, or they don't do crazy amount of shows, artists I work with, but mechanical, my stuff has a lot of streams, so I'm definitely seeing a lot of bread off mechanical royalties.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So do you had any like lawyer or manager or whatever, someone to like take care of this, or you just like learned it by yourself?
This man named Jerome Grace definitely
yeah.
helped me out. I connected with Jerome a long time ago. He helped me out with everything that relates to, you know, registering your songs, how to register them, registering with a PRO, all that stuff. So he really took his time to explain to me how everything works. I took his guidance. We worked together for a long time. We still work together. I do have a lawyer for my contracts. I never sign without having a lawyer read it and redline it, because that's important. You can't sign something without legal representation.
100%, man. So going back into you, like basically being full time, we can call it that way. So you being full time, what's your advice for anyone who's trying to achieve the same goal?
Yeah, like I said, just being consistent, setting out loops for sure. Loops is the way. It's gonna be the way for a long time, I think. Setting out loops, connecting with producers as well as artists. And if you hit up a smaller artist, that's also very good. You never know who will blow up. If you really like the music of somebody that's not especially big, work with them. If you like his music. A lot of producers, I'm just gonna say greedy. Like they really want money right now. Like it'll be a small artist that uses their beat and they don't get paid, right? And then they'll go in their Instagram DMs like, oh, you didn't pay me, and then start insulting him and stuff. Instead of like trying to conserve like a relationship, because who knows? Because sometimes that guy will end up blowing up and then he won't even remember you because you didn't. So it's important to conserve relationships, not be messy, don't do bad business. And people will remember you for doing bad business if you do bad business.
And let me ask you, what was your like biggest struggle or the biggest lesson when it comes to your whole career, especially like you being young in the industry, you starting like 4 years ago, so you've been like 14 when you started or some shit. So what was your biggest struggles when it comes to that?
I'm not gonna lie, like this year was tough for me in terms of unreleased. I had songs with the biggest artists I ever had songs with, but they didn't drop.
Ooh.
So I had songs with like Moneybagg Yo, Richie, Kodak Black, Lil Tyler, didn't drop, none of them. For a while I was like, damn, I was just like, damn. But we move, it's okay. I guess that's the biggest lesson I learned, like to just make music, to fall in love with the thing, not just for placements, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like actually have fun making music. Like I make random type beats now, like I'm just having fun.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So they still can drop anyway, like someday or whatever.
You never know.
And do you got any crazy situations when it comes to your career? The crazy stuff when it comes to placements or the relationships or whatever. Do you had any of those?
Okay, so I was working with this artist, right? I co-founded a collective called Can't Fall Off, right? This artist had dropped an album that a lot of people from my collective had a song on, and nobody got paid for a while. Everybody had started the email chain and got the agreement and whatever. We just didn't get our advance. And we were like, the song has dropped, like, it's been 6 months, 7 months, what's going on? So we started talking to the managers, to the artists, and the manager was like, he wasn't taking responsibility. He was like, okay, yeah, it's not me that's paying, it's supposed to pay, it's this guy that's supposed to pay, and this guy wasn't responding. So I was like, yo, somebody's gonna pay, otherwise we're taking down the whole album. And then, so the artist got mad because we didn't even tell him that we were threatening to take it down. In reality, we didn't really want to take it down. I get on FaceTime with this artist. Mind you, at the time, I'm 16.
Yeah.
And this artist is like, he's a rapper. I'm 16 years old. I'm on the phone with a guy, and he's telling me that wasn't right, blah, blah, blah. If nobody's paying us, he'll pay us out of his pocket and stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but your manager's doing bad business, and I'm just trying to tell you, be careful, because he has a lot of control over your career. I was trying to warn him. And then he was like, you don't get it. My manager is white. He knows what he's talking about. And I was just like, basically telling him, yeah, look, you're a grown man. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm just telling you, be careful. And he said, I appreciate that. You're a grown man too. And I'm like, I'm not grown at all. I'm 16. I think that was the craziest story.
It was like online stuff, but do you like worked with some of the guys in real life as well? Do you got any situations or the hook up with the artists as well when it comes to like recording and the sessions and all that stuff?
I'm not gonna lie, that's something I want to do more. But so in the area I'm in, all I know is producers. So I've worked with producers in the area I'm in. I do sessions with them pretty regularly. And then I've been to Milan to work with some producers. That was a fun time. And there was an artist, but he was smaller. There was an artist at the studio, and we made a few songs with him, which was fun as well. And yeah, that's it. But in Miami, I'm gonna be doing a lot more of that, so I'm excited.
Yeah, 100%. So what would you say is your like last advice for producers that are trying to like come up and really make it as a producer, whatever? What would you say to them?
This is advice that I picked up recently. Most of you probably know this guy. His name's Cody, the producer from Internet Money. He was explaining that he's a millionaire off his beats. And he said he made most of his revenue off investing. So what I've been doing is reading the book he recommended, The Intelligent Investor, and that's how you learn how to invest. I'll be reading this when I have time, and hopefully I'll learn how to invest, make good investments. That's some cool advice.
Yeah, cool, man. So we can cook up some now for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do
All
it.
right. Loop done.
No, I like the original pitch. It sound the best.
Yo, run it up, run me.
Yeah, bro, so the beat went crazy. You went crazy on the loop as well. Your workflow is another level, for sure.
Appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, man, so appreciate you pulling up today, showing some inspiration and value for my audience, and tell us what you're working on right now, and also what are your goals for this year as well.
Thanks for having me. And my goals, as far as my goals, mainly is to, first of all, like I said, I have clothes coming out, so I want to get that done. I want to keep working on that, keep working on my brand. Also, being more active on social media, I've been slacking. And, just keep enjoying making music, opportunities there's so many different opportunities that come up every day. I want to make sure I keep taking each opportunity seriously. Like, yeah, I could be sending beats to like some artist's auntie. Like, I gotta take everything serious. So just keep doing what I'm doing. I feel like I'm on a good trajectory.
100%, man. So yeah, that was Rami with me today. I bet. I bet. Yeah, that's cool, bro.